Hey guys, welcome to the NFL Week 17. Can't believe the season is almost done, but we have a couple of big weeks left, and then of course the playoffs, which we've all been waiting for. Quick recap: last week Patreon plays were 1 and 2. It was a tough week. Week 16. It's the second week this season that I just wasn't a fan of. Both weeks this season where I didn't like many games. I struggled in. Definitely struggled last week. I had the total in the Thursday night game, Rams and Saints. Had the under, that one went over. I took the Cowboys on the money line. Those guys found a way to lose after only giving up one touchdown in that game. And then I took the Ravens plus the points, and they ended up winning outright. But it was a tough week in general. I had a fun little parlay going on, and just, man, I had the Cowboys money line. I pretty much took a lot of the same games that I gave away on the Patreon. Cowboys money line, the Baltimore game, I had them, and then I just took a bunch of teasers. And man, took the Colts in a teaser at plus 8.5, they get crushed. Took the Chiefs down in a teaser to 2.5, they lose outright to the Raiders. Took Arizona like plus 10.5 against Chicago in teasers, they lose by 11 of all things. It was like, man, it was just a tough week in general. Even the Jets. I liked the Jets last week at minus 2.5. These guys are up 27-7, and they win by 2. Like, insane. It was just absolutely insane week. But anyway, 36-25 on the season. I'm looking to forget last week because it was a complete and utter disaster. 1 and 2 on my official plays, but just the teasers alone, I was like, how the hell do you lose? Like, teasing through 3 key numbers on 3 different games and losing all 3 of them was like, what? How does that happen? But whatever, unlucky, I guess. Week 17, here we are. I like a lot more this week. I'm gonna make this video short and sweet, guys. Just go through some of the games I like. First one, I like the Rams and the Giants. Rams are 5.5-point road favorites. I usually don't like taking road chalk. I gotta take the Rams this week. The Rams are the hottest team in the league. They've won 5 out of 6. The Giants are in a sandwich spot, I guess. They hung tight against Philadelphia last week before losing, and they have Philadelphia again next week. They're just going to try to play spoiler at this point. The Rams, they got to win this week. They have to win. I don't like taking necessarily teams in must-win situations, but the Rams are playing better, and they're better in every which way over the Giants. So I don't think laying less than a touchdown is all that difficult for the Rams. Their offensive line's playing well. They're running the ball with Williams, Cooper Kupp, Nakua, all those guys are healthy. Stafford's playing amazing. I think the Rams roll. Other games, Seahawks, Steelers. Seahawks are minus 3.5. Last week, I think Pittsburgh was one game I did overlook. I think that one, looking back in hindsight, it was a really easy game to take Pittsburgh as a home. It was, how could it be any better? Pittsburgh in a primetime spot, home dog, with a chance of going over 500 with Mike Tomlin. That's like guaranteed. You take Pittsburgh every single day of the week, and the Bengals are laying points, and the Steelers killed them. But the Steelers are now a dog. Mason Rudolph's going on the road. And I think Seattle, 3.5, it's kind of a suspect line. It hasn't moved off the 3 in the hook, which is telling me that you probably should take Seattle. I think Seattle. The Seahawks I don't think are good by any means, but they've come through a tough scheduling spot. They played San Francisco twice, Dallas. They were playing just some tough games. I think they played, they had 4 games in a row where they were playing playoff caliber teams. And now it's like these guys came out on the road last week, beat Tennessee. They come back home, and after all of that, they control their own destiny. They're in the last wild card spot. I think the Steelers are kind of done. I think the Hawks are at home. They're playing a step down in class. I think the Seahawks come out, get the win. I would take them. Other games I like, let's see. There's a few games. Chicago and Atlanta. So this is an interesting game. I usually don't like if I fade a team one week and they win, I don't necessarily want to jump on them the next week. And then vice versa. If I'm on a team and they lose, I don't want to fade them the next week. When you're flipping back and forth, you kind of get into trouble. But I faded both these teams last week, Chicago and Atlanta, and they both won. So I got to fade one of them, and I got to be on one of them this week. So for me, I was against Atlanta last week. I will stay off Atlanta this week. I faded Chicago last week, and I don't necessarily like to hop back on Chicago. I know sharp money's on Atlanta. I know it is. I know a lot of sharp money wants to come in Atlanta, but there was sharp money early in the week for Chicago because the line did open at 2.5 and now it went up to 3. I think a lot of sharp monies now want to take the Falcons at +3. But for me, I think the Bears are a better team. To be honest with you, I know Chicago was a mess the first month of the season, but they've gotten healthy. This team's future in terms of win total at the beginning of the year was 6.5, and they're 6-9, so they're kind of right on where they're supposed to be. The Bears have like the best rush defense over the last couple months, believe it or not. And Atlanta, even I know they have Taylor Heineke now, and they don't run as much with Heineke, but the Bears stop the run they've been pressuring the quarterback, and when they do that, Heineke will have some mistakes. I think the Bears defense is better than Atlanta's, and I think just laying a field goal at home for the Bears is not too tall of a task for them. Atlanta's just a different team outside the dome, on grass, in the element. It's probably gonna be cold in Chicago this weekend. I like the Bears. Saints, Bucks, sharp money's on New Orleans. Bucks are a 2.5-point home favorite. I've been saying it all year. I mean, I've been on New Orleans against New Orleans. I get them wrong every freaking week. And so I'm on Tampa Bay. I'm not taking New Orleans. I said this before. I wouldn't take the Saints if they were playing Alabama at this point. So if I were you guys, I take New Orleans because apparently I'm on a cold streak and I can't get New Orleans right. So I'll be in Tampa. You guys take New Orleans. One of us is going to win. You know, hopefully it's me. But, you know, I think the Bucks, Baker Mayfield's having a hell of a season, his best season since 2020 with the Browns. Maybe, I don't know if a comeback player of the year, it's not a legitimate award in my opinion, but he's having a great year. Way better than Derek Carr. And the Bucks, like, I think they're running the ball well with White. The Saints can't stop the run. We saw that last week against the Rams. Derek Carr, I know people like taking him as a dog. Who cares? He was a dog last week. This team sucks. They're like 4-10-1 against the number this season. They're the worst ATS team of the year. The Bucks are like 10-5 against the number. I think the Bucks are they've proven themselves over the course of the season that they're better than New Orleans and they're better against the spread than New Orleans. I know sharp money's on New Orleans, but I'm taking the Bucks. So I like the Bucks, 2.5. The Bears, I bought a half point down, get them to 2.5. But, you know, because the Bears are a team that they would win by a field goal, and I just don't want to run into a push. So I bought the half point down, 2.5, -138. And I like the Rams as a road chalk at 5.5. I would like to take Seattle. You know, I think 3.5. That's a good bet. Indianapolis this week, laying whatever they are, 3 probably, maybe 3 in the hook now at home. If it's too late now against the Raiders, I would lay it against the Colts. It's a chalky week, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of dogs I like worth betting. So there you have it, guys. My plays will be on the Patreon. Link will be in the description. Sign up, $10 a month. To be honest, I don't know if I'm going to do a YouTube video next week. I'll see how I feel. This season, and even tail end of last season, I'm just getting kind of tired doing the videos, to be honest with you. Life's getting busy. It's one less thing I have to do during the week. The Patreon I'm for sure going to keep doing because I have paid subscribers there, and I will keep listing it. The YouTube is a good way for me to help promote the Patreon. I'll see. I might come back at some point. Maybe I'll come back into the playoffs. I don't know if I really want to do a Week 18 video. Our views have been low this year. Haven't really gotten any subscribers. YouTube's tough. I probably haven't gotten out there enough like I did last year. And so for me, I might pull back a bit, take a break from YouTube, but I'm definitely going to keep betting sports. NFL. I ain't stopping that. And I'm not going to stop for the Patreon subscribers. So sign up to that, guys. But for now, peace out. Good luck. Week 17. Comment if you want me to keep doing the videos. I'll keep doing the videos. But right now, views are down. I gotta. Is it worth my time? And that's kind of where I'm at. So if you guys want me to keep doing these videos, comment below. Good luck.